Hello tankers, and welcome back to Fiaura the Tank Girl. So today, I have for you the E100. Kind of a scary thing when you think about it, isn't it? So, I'm actually going to do Quientin first, then my own second. Quientin asked me to put this out. It's a pretty good match because he uses his E100 as a weapon. You're going to see what I mean. Instead of relying on his teammates to do damage and him to come out at times and tank shots, he actually uses his E100 itself as the weapon. And this is a very effective heavy tank tactic. A lot of people try to use heavy tanks as peek and poke and back off, but if you have a good push going, why stop a good thing, right? So we're going to see that right now. Hello IS-7, how are you? He is lit. He's already zeroing in on his position. Something just fired a heat shell back there, or high explosive. Let's see, what was that? Yeah, that's definitely a heat shell from something big, or an RE round. And here's this G player, who's obviously better than the entire team Quientin has it combined. But the advantage here is Quientin's in a platoon with a pair of E5s. They're going to work together. He pulls up, takes the shot, and then backs away before anything can retaliate. Bad Chat pulls forward, bounces off the E5, and now Quientin goes in. He's using his massive amount of armor and his huge hit point pool to just soak shots. Even from his own team. Right into the face. And then Artie hits him. Artie.
Yes, ma'am.
He takes cover for a second. He wants to make sure he's reloaded and ready to go. And here he goes. Artie was waiting for him, apparently. But you can see with this fault liner, he's actually surviving those gold AG rounds from a Conqueror pretty well. And his driver's down. Man, he's just not having a good day. Repair kit, medic kit already gone. But Quientin's not stopping. He looks to take a shot, but then he's like, yeah, I'm not going to stop. And more importantly here, you see him grabbing kills. And I hear people go kill stealer. No. With an E100, you actually don't want to grab the kill. He's taking guns offline and still taking RD rounds repeatedly. There are much softer targets all around him, all of them spotted, and RD is choosing to hit the hardest target of all. And it's going to cost them the game. If the RD had been focused, like right there on the E5s and the American tanks, they could have easily penetrated or even splashed multiple tanks and taken them out. But instead, they're mostly shooting at him. And he's happy just to keep rolling forward like he just don't care. And as you can see, he's rolling into the enemy guns. He hardly has any hit points, but he's using his tank like a weapon to draw fire. And he's going to pay for it. Artie and the IS-8 finish him off. But he's still using his tank as a weapon, not stopping his advance at all and getting his team to get behind his assault. He still output 3,000 damage. He took at least 8 hits that I counted. I counted 5, 6 from the Artie, the IS-8s, the FV, the Batchat. I mean, he used his tank as a weapon. And that somebody's Death Star isn't terribly happy. Now I understand why you're not in a clan. You have a very bad attitude, sir. Quinn's looking at him like, really? So this vastly superior team, supposedly, has now lost. They are on the death throes as Quinn's team just keeps advancing. As he puts it, we lemming harder. And that's exactly what they did. They started their advance, they started their push, and then between his E100 and Sabat's E5, they used their heavy tanks like weapons and didn't stop, and nothing could deter them from advancing. That is a very effective way to use heavy tanks when you're in a platoon. If you just go and don't stop and keep wailing away at the enemy, there's not a lot they can do. Unless all of them turn out in front of you to stop you, there's not a lot they can do. I also applaud the Tier 8 heavy tanks who went with them, because they advanced like they should have. So, in the meantime, I'm going to put up a second video of the E100. This time it's going to be my style of E100 play, and we'll see what you think. So, stay tuned and get ready for some more shenanigans.